Welcome to Sports Right Now with Boots and Poops. Alright, we got a pretty short broadcast today. We're going to start off, we're going to recap that incredible game last night, Chargers versus Chiefs.
Controversial, to say the least.
Are you kidding? I think the Chargers were the better team in that.
I think no question.
Because Chargers should have won. I think it's just a couple of bad play calls. Because if they kick the field goal once, they win that game. And like I said, the Chargers are the better team. But they need to. The first time they were down there, they had 3 opportunities inside the 5 of the Chiefs where they didn't convert. They didn't get any points. So when you look at that, that's 9 free points given away. And also, they got to run the ball inside the 5. They got to.
Everybody's agreeing with you.
And put Eckler in
Everybody
the
I heard today is agreeing with you. I am disagreeing. I'm strongly disagreeing. First of all, you don't know. It obviously turned out to be a very close game. Mm-hmm. That's really only because the Chiefs were doing very poorly on offense for the vast majority of the game. Uh-huh. There's no way to know that when you're in the early stages of the game. There's no way that the Chargers coach would or should have anticipated that kind of very poor offensive performance out of a Mahomes-led team. Mm-hmm. So the reason you go for that is, one, you have a good chance of making it. They were making 2/3 of the time they went for it on fourth. 2/3. Had they converted not even 2/3. Had they converted 60%, they win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So the odds were with them, and you have to anticipate when you're playing a good team, a really good team, they're going to score.
Yeah.
And people have always said, you're not going to beat a good team by making field goals when you get in the red zone. Uh-huh. You got to score the touchdown. I think he should be commended for going for it and having the courage to keep doing it even when it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of what he did.
All right. How about Colts versus Patriots on Saturday, 5:20 Pacific?
But before we move on,
okay.
I do agree with you. The Chargers looked like the better team. Mm-hmm. And in fact, Mahomes did not look very good until late fourth quarter in the overtime. So, if anything, this is why I know they've won 7 in a row. I know they're a very high-quality team and organization. But I still think there's a question mark about Kansas City. And I think that's when you watch that game. Because San Diego's defense is not great. They do not have a great defense.
You never know, but when have you ever decided to be on the Chiefs' side? You haven't. I've been on the Chiefs' side this whole 7-game win streak.
I like the Chiefs. If we were talking last year's Chiefs, I'd have a whole different story. They don't look like last year's. Even when they're winning, they don't look that good. I think they're going to have a tough time unless they somehow turn around this offense. When they meet a good team in the playoffs, I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, all right. Colts versus Patriots.
That could be a very good game. I'm a little surprised by this point spread, frankly.
Oh, yeah.
They're favoring the Colts. I know it's home.
It's home, so that's 3.
But still, the Patriots, how do you favor the Colts, who've been losing every close game they played all year long, to the Patriots that I believe have won 7 in a row?
I actually agree with the spread.
So you think the Colts? So you're going Colts, clearly.
Well, just think. Patriots, first of all, I want to say this. Patriots have to stop the run to enjoy this game. Because if they don't, the play action is going to be wide open, deep shots to Pittman and Hilton. So that's one thing. They gotta do something about that.
The only concern is Jonathan Taylor. They're not concerned.
They're
not concerned about Wentz.
When did I say that? I'm saying if they let Taylor get going, Wentz will be a problem for them. And also,
Do you think Bill Belichick is scared of Wentz?
yes, I do.
Wentz.
Because
Wentz. We're talking Wentz.
we're going to see what's going to happen in this game.
Jonathan Taylor is the guy they need to stop. And they don't really need to stop him.
That was the point I just made.
They don't really even need to stop him. They need
That's exactly what I just
They
said.
need to clamp
To
down
shut
in the
him
red
down.
zone.
Yeah, they can't.
They can let him get some yards.
Yeah.
But in the red zone, they need to just stop him. Stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
And how many times have
but-
you seen Belichick take the best feature of the opposing team totally out of the
Yeah.
picture?
Exactly.
Over and over again.
For sure.
Oh, he's got a whole career.
You know,
He's done it for 20
You
years.
know, Mac Jones and Wentz have pretty similar numbers. Wentz just has a few more, just has more yards and
Yeah,
more.
but Wentz has
touch-
played
more
for like 10
touchdowns.
years.
No, this year I'm talking about.
Mac Jones is a rookie.
I'm talking
Mac Jones could be Wentz's kid.
No, he actually.
No,
That's,
I'm
That's
exaggerating.
actually no.
But anyway, the thing you got to
Yeah,
recognize, the Patriots right now have the number one scoring defense in the NFL.
I know. Yep.
So all they have to do is show that quality D in the red zone,
Yeah.
because the Pats are good. The Pats are going to grind it out. Their running game is looks unstoppable.
The Patriots.
Patriots. Look what they did. Look what they did to Buffalo.
And
Did you happen to notice they didn't throw the ball?
they threw. Oh my God.
Did you happen to notice that?
Have you heard of a man named Jonathan Taylor with over 1,300 rushing yards?
And you
And
know
the
how many?
most
You know,
TDs in the NFL?
you know how many he's going to have after this week?
20.
1,370.
This is all gonna backfire on you the Patriots are not gonna be able to stop him. Anyways, who are you taking?
All they have to do is slow him down. I'm taking the Patriots.
I'm taking the Colts. I'm taking the Colts big.
Well, I like the Colts because I think they deserve to have won a few games they lost this year, and if that were true, they would be solidly in the playoffs. Right now, what are there? 5, 7, and 6 teams. It's a dogfight in there right now.
Raiders versus Browns was postponed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it would be ridiculous to play because the Browns, they had to go sign somebody in order to have a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
All right. We also but what about Kentucky versus North Carolina?
Well, frankly, I think North Carolina is a little underrated.
Do you see this on my notes right here? I think you took that right off my notes right now. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. North Carolina's not in the top 25 right now, and they just have to get the feel of this new coach. And they have Armando Bacot, they have Davis, they have Love. This team has so much talent. Whereas Kentucky is 21.
Kentucky's got talent.
Kentucky's Shebway is great. And
He's a force. That guy.
He's
such a rebounder.
I know, and I don't think they're giving these two programs enough respect right now.
Well, because you got to let the season develop. You know, the way it is now, you know, the freshmen have so much impact. You got to just let a little time go by. Let the team solidify. But, you know, Kentucky really, they haven't been good since they had that undefeated run and then they lost in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just haven't put it together.
Tournament, yeah. So, but Kentucky, I think the only piece they're missing right now is just an amazing guard. They have every.
And you don't know that somebody isn't going to develop on
exactly.
that team with the young guys.
So who are you taking in that one?
It's in North Carolina, isn't it?
It is.
I really kind of like Kentucky better than North Carolina, though. I think I go with Kentucky.
No, North Carolina.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
You've always liked North Carolina.
One more.
Before we wrap up, can we just talk a little teeny bit NBA?
No, that's what I'm going to right now. I want to talk about who is your? I think we did this a week ago. I'm pretty sure where we were talking about you said the Suns were the best team in the NBA. Now, who are you saying right now?
Co-best teams. You got it.
I don't want to hear co-best teams. I want to hear.
They're half a game apart. You got to say the Warriors and the Suns are having equivalent seasons right now.
Yeah.
They really are.
But who are you saying is better?
Well, I'm a little disappointed because, frankly, you just told me they delayed Klay coming back.
Klay Thompson.
I was very
out till at least January 9th. Now is the report.
If he was back, I think the Warriors.
There's no question.
Moves the Warriors up.
Well, Suns don't have Booker right now.
No, I know, but it's a little different when you haven't had a player for 2 years versus for 2 weeks or whatever it's been. It may not even been 2 weeks. I think in the end, the Warriors are going to be the better team. Right now, I think it's just a toss-up.
Right now, I'm going to say...
I'm really looking forward to the Christmas Day game, but I'm frankly disappointed. I was expecting Klay was going to play it.
All right. I am going to say the Suns are the best team. And,
You could say that.
I mean...
But they're not.
No, they're
They're
not.
tied for being the best team.
They're not. It's like you said, but I got to pick one, and I really want to go with the Warriors. You know, I like the Warriors more than the Suns. That's probably why I'm going to go Warriors in this. But, I mean, I know I just said the Suns, but, I mean, you can't go against Steph Curry, who just broke the record.
And now, frankly, we watched the first half of the game before the broadcast.
Yeah.
He's kind of on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Now, you know, one of the things about the NBA that's so great is, especially if you happen to, like, if you live in a city where the team isn't very good, but you're still like a loyal fan, you go to games, you watch them all on TV, you never know when you're going to get something exciting. And something really exciting happened on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That New Orleans OKC game, the end of that game was one of the most amazing endings I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a great game. Devontae.
Well, yeah, but the shot by SGA.
I know.
SGA makes.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
If you only saw that, it's a crazy shot.
You know, I have to say though, Gilgeous-Alexander is this guy. You just never see him because they're never on. The Thunder are never on TV.
True, but all I'm saying
But
is
he's great.
They're not teams normally you would even care about watching right now because they're not in contention for anything. They're not really going anywhere this year. But if you happen to be watching that game, you saw something you probably wouldn't see for 20 years watching games.
I know.
Amazing shot to tie the game.
That was like from the other free throw line.
1.4 seconds left.
Yeah.
You thought, okay, amazing shot, OT, then let's see what happened. But in that 1.4 seconds, Graham hits a shot from 61 feet. That was the longest buzzer beater in the last 25 years of the NBA. In 1.4 seconds, you see a crazy, long,
shot,
very difficult shot, followed by a 61-foot buzzer beater.
I know.
That's what you get watching the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for watching Sports Right Now. We're saying so long from our studios. Goodbye from Sports Right Now. Sports Right Now.